Voices Power competition, and it's going to be on a platform called EarSketch. And I'm going to let Miss Theresa say hello. Oh, there it is. So we're going to make beats,
Hello,
learn code,
everybody.
and equity. Go ahead, Miss Theresa.
All right, so this is the Your Voices Power remix competition. So we're going to learn kind of what it's like to be a music producer in the 21st century and remix Pharrell's song Entrepreneur. So we're going to spend the next few days learning how music, computer science, entrepreneurship can promote racial equity and social justice, and have the opportunity to win $5,000. So let's see. So this is an opportunity to remix these beats from Pharrell and other recording artists to create your own song, but you're not going to do it in a recording studio or a school band room. So you get to compose music on a computer using code. And they've got over 200 students that can win prizes, and 5 students will win a $5,000 scholarship. So, say that again.
I said how many prizes?
Yeah, so here's the prizes. So combining music and computer science is the next big step for recording innovation and creativity. So today we're going to learn how to navigate the coding platform that we're going to use to remix music and write a basic script for this music. So this is the agenda for today. So we'll spend the first 10 minutes just kind of going over like coding and music and what's the connection between the two. Then we'll explore the platform that we're going to be coding on called EarSketch, created by Georgia Tech. And then we're going to create a script and do a basic introduction of how the platform works and how you can actually use a line of code to make music. And then we're going to elaborate and evaluate and do a little bit more coding on our own. So what I forgot to do, let me step out of here. Oh, what's up?
I would like the scholars to introduce themselves and tell us why they're here today.
Awesome.
And who was the first one in the room? Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. You were first in the room. So please introduce yourself to your music mates.
And I'm here like telling her how to code and everything.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. Where you live, Jonathan? Where you from?
I'm from Rhode Island.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you. That was good. The second person here was Renee. Mr. Renee, how you doing today? Introduce yourself. Tell us why you're here. And the next person that was in the room was Miss Marie Patrice. Hi, Marie. Can you introduce yourself and tell us why you're here?
Hello, my name is Marie Patrice. I'm 13. I'm here to learn how to code.
Awesome. Thank you. And Brendan, can you introduce yourself and tell us why you're here today?
I'm here because my mom told me to, and I'm 9.5, and I wanna learn how to compose music.
Thank you. Brendan hit the answer, hit something I wanted to hear. We're here to learn about music, and he said something better: compose music. No matter what tools you use, you're always gonna be composing that music, whether it's digitally or writing it traditionally. You're composing. So that's a great answer, Brendan. Thank you for that. You're here because your mother think you might succeed and win $5,000, Brendan. No one said they want to win $5,000 and walk away one of the top 5 prizes. So that is definitely one of our goals. I want one of our students to win this money. I'm gonna keep it real. I want us to get some money, and that's why Miss Theresa and I are here. We said let's do this. We want someone that we know to go ahead and win this competition. So that's why we're here. I know that's why I'm here. Why are you here, Miss Theresa?
I am here to encourage kids. I would also love to win, but I also really my passion is getting more students interested in computer science. I obviously should have introduced myself. My name is Theresa. I live in Orlando, Florida. I work for Walt Disney World as a systems engineer. So I do software development for our show systems. So whenever you ride an attraction at Walt Disney World, any of the lights, the audio animatronics figures that you see, my team writes the software that makes those things do what they do. So I have a super cool job. I absolutely love coding. I love the ability to be able to create whatever you want. And when Matt introduced me to this competition, I have been blown away by the EarSketch platform. This is so cool. I have a music background a little bit myself. I played trumpet in high school and college. Was in band for a decade. So it was really neat to be able to kind of merge these two things that I love. So I'm not a composer by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm looking at you guys to be get those creative juices flowing. And I'm here to kind of help you with the technical aspect of writing your music.
So now, of course, we have some rules. The rules is let's be here at 10 o'clock, or actually let's be here at 9:55 so you can set up and get your speaking voice ready. I would like everybody to turn on their cameras if that's possible. Let's have fun. I actually want to see you. Some of you are my family members, Marie and Renee, Jonathan too. We're supposed to have 5 more kids from PS 399 in Brooklyn, but they didn't get the link, so they'll probably be with us next week. But after this week, we have 5 more weeks to get this done. So I'm really asking you all for your energy. This is my first time with EarSketch. This is Miss Theresa's first time with EarSketch. So we're all rookies. But the good thing we have is we have each other.
And I'm here volunteering too. I want you guys to be here and engaged and involved. So, and something to keep in mind, that EarSketch has to be done on a laptop. So if you're here on a mobile device, you need to have a laptop that has internet connection to be able to actually code in EarSketch. Okay, so I'll go back to sharing my screen. So in the chat, I shared a link to a Google Doc, and I'd like you guys, this is going to help you keep you more engaged today. So I sent you this link to the student workbook Google Doc. This is module 0. I'd like you to go to that link and then go to File, and then either download it yourself and edit, or make a copy. And if you have a Google account, you can save it to your Google Drive. So either one of those options, make a copy and save it in your Google, or just go ahead and download it as a document to edit on your own. So this is we're kind of gonna walk through the slides, and it's gonna talk about coding in the music industry, and we're gonna learn some terms, and you can type in here and note along with us. So, okay, so once we have that taken care of, I will go back to the slides. And I was going to send this link. So Zoom sharing videos doesn't always work great. So I'm just going to set basically any video that's on the slides, I'm going to send as a YouTube link. So we're going to click on that link and watch it on your own for a couple minutes. I will mute myself and watch as well. But yeah, so this is a different digital audio workstation that someone else is using, but he is basically creating music live as he's editing lines of code. So this is just a glimpse into the possibilities of what you can do with coding and creating music. So I have my video muted, but if you're watching it on your own, you can see what he's doing live in real time. He's editing stuff, changing the beats, changing the tracks he's playing. So I'll give you a couple minutes to watch this and kind of see what he's doing. Okay, awesome. So, so hopefully that gives you just a kind of glimpse of what, how he's literally a one-man band. He can write lines of code and create a music track. So like if you heard that song on the radio, would you believe that it was just written with code? So musicians and coders are working together more and more today to produce some of the top hits on the radio. So these are some articles that I can also share in the chat once we get probably toward the end of the class, because I don't think we'll have time to read through it to right now. But so these are things that'll tell you why coding is important in the future of the music industry. All right, so next. Okay, so what is code? So if you've never programmed before or written any type of code, code is basically just a set of instructions for a computer to perform. And so you might have used like Scratch or code.org before and done some coding, but if not, don't worry about it. This is really basic and we can learn from the ground up together. So this is, these are two examples of kind of what instructions are that can kind of be an analogy to what computer code does. So there are dance steps. So take a step backwards with your left foot. That could be a line of code, or it's a line of instructions telling the human how to dance. Or in a cookie recipe, heat the oven to 375. That's an instruction that has explicit steps that you can follow. So coding is just like the cha-cha slide. This is the example that they want to use here for the Amazon thing. So code is a set of instructions. The cha-cha slide is a list of dance moves to perform. So if you're using code or a function to give instructions, you're going to code a dance. So you can code like the cha-cha slide. So in your notes, it has options to describing dance moves if you're following along in the student notes. And so you use the following format. So there's action, body part, direction, number of times. So the action is like clap, and then the body part is hands, and then clap your hands 8 times. And that's an instruction. And that, so in your notes, you can come up with a dance that's at least 8 lines long. So. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So in your notes, I'd like you to take a couple minutes and try and write down a dance that's at least 8 lines long. So I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. And it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to follow the format of the cha-cha slide, but any type of dance. Go ahead.
Oh,
What's happening? What was that?
What am I supposed to do again?
So I sent in the Google Docs. In the Google Doc link I sent in the chat, there is there's some notes that I want you to be working on as we follow along here. So we're in the warm up coding our own cha-cha slide.
Okay.
So I just want you to either think about, I would prefer you to write it down, but think about your own dance that you might create in a similar example to this. So if you have the action is the thing you want someone to do, and then whatever body part they should use to do that dance move. If there's a direction, so like this one was clap your hands together 8 times. So this exercise is just to kind of get you thinking in terms of instructions you might give someone, or that would be analogous, that would be similar to giving instructions to a computer. All right, so can someone share an example of a line of code that they wrote for a dance move? You can just say it out loud or share it in the chat.
Left foot stomp, right foot stomp twice, and then clap twice, right arm wiggle.
Oh, I like a right arm wiggle. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, and then another thing to think of, so that was a great example, because if you gave those instructions to someone else, they'd be able to know what you meant to do. So that's part of the process of learning how to code, is making sure the computer understands what you're doing and can follow instructions. The steps of the cha-cha slide are an algorithm. So an algorithm is a process or a set of rules that is supposed to be carried out by a computer or a person. An algorithm can be written with computer code, and then your code is simply a set of instructions. And then in EarSketch, that set of instructions are going to tell the computer to play music. So here's our first term and definition. So algorithm. All right, and then, okay, next link I need to send you. So I want you guys to listen to the, all right, sending this link in the chat. So take a couple minutes, and I want you to listen to this. So this is the song that won the competition last year. So last year they remixed music artist Sierra's music, and this year we're going to be remixing Pharrell and Jay-Z. So go ahead and take a couple minutes and listen to the song that I sent in the chat. I know, it's really good. It's hot. I like it. So we can actually look at this person's code they used to write this. So this song was written entirely using code on EarSketch. So now, all right.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Very, very, very cool. I am, yeah, it's awesome. So then, all right, now next thing is a video. We're gonna watch this video. Oh, there we go. I sent it. Yeah, the Vimeo link. So this is just an introduction to the EarSketch and the competition, and kind of some information from Georgia Tech. So take a minute and a half and watch this.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I sent the link. I don't know. Does it look choppy, or do you think it would work? I just sent the Vimeo link so everybody can watch it on their own.
Okay.
All right, so there was some examples of some EarSketch code. So those are students just like you who used EarSketch and were able to code music. And they started off as EarSketch beginners, just like all of us. I'm also a beginner. Okay, so now we're actually going to get into the beginning of setting up an account and starting coding. So copy it. Open link. Maybe, come on. Okay, so link in the chat for EarSketch. So this is where I want you to go, and we're going to create an account. So click on Start Coding.
Wait, does it
And then go
matter
ahead and
which
click.
one? Because it says two. When I click on the link, it says two start codings. One on the top right and one in like the middle part, kind of.
So I'm already logged in, so let me quick open up the incognito.
You can use any one. They're both the same.
Are they the same? Oh yeah, either
Okay.
one, whatever start coding button you want. Okay, and then for now, we are going to go ahead and skip the tour. I would recommend going back and doing the tour eventually, but I think we're going to kind of tour together as a group. So you can go ahead and click skip. We are going to do Python, so make sure that is set up. So we're going to skip, and then what does this have us do next? Okay. All right, so then we are going to go up to the top corner and create an account. Register a new account, and then pick whatever username you want. But I would like you to send send me a direct message in the chat with your username so I can keep track of them, write them down in case you forget them. And then the password as a class that we are all using is GUT 2021 for Galore Urban Tech. And it is optional to use to create an email address. That's totally optional. You don't need that, but it will be needed to retrieve passwords. But hopefully, if everyone uses the same password, nobody is going to forget what they want. All right. So once you have created your account, either speak up or pop in the chat that you are done.
Now, I noticed that Mr. Renee skipped his introduction. Mr. Renee, are you good to say hello and introduce yourself?
Wait, what?
We did introductions when we started, and everyone introduced themselves and told us why they're here.
Hello everyone. My name is Renee, 14, and I came here to, I guess, win money, I guess. So that was the plan.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Renee.
What should I do the password for again?
I put it in the chat. It is lowercase g, lowercase u, lowercase t, 2021.
I want to tell them when we get a chance, Miss Theresa, about the Abraham Lincoln saw story, the saw parable or whatever it's called. Chopping down.
Okay. You want to go ahead and tell it now?
Yes. So the great President Abraham Lincoln, allegedly he was great. I don't know. I wasn't there. There's a saying, you want to sharpen your saw to cut down a tree. And I'm saying it the wrong way. You can take a saw and go ahead and try and start chopping down that tree, but it's going to take you 10 days. But if you spend time sharpening your blade, it might take you 2 days to chop down that tree. And it's all about being prepared. So what we're doing today is actually module 0. We're getting ready to start this competition. So right now we're setting up, understanding the platform, making our accounts, and understanding our goals and our purpose. And then next week we're going to kick off and start doing some music. That was it.
I love it. Okay, so if everybody successfully created an account and is logged in on EarSketch?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, so your screen should look something like this, where we don't have anything loaded. How about everybody else? So we got Brendan on board. How's Renee, Marie, Jonathan, Bernard? Oh wait, oh, that's Bernard. It won't let me create an account.
You want me to direct message you my name, my username?
Your username, yeah. So I can just keep track of it. You can either you can write it in the chat on Zoom. Oh yes, so Marie, you cannot be on your phone. You have to have EarSketch doesn't work on a mobile device. It has to be on a laptop.
She might be able to create an account if you slip your browser to desktop browser mode. I do that sometimes. I don't know though. You don't have a tablet, Marie? Got an iPad.
No, we're out because we went to bring Uncle Clifford to the airport.
Oh.
Okay, well then you might just need to follow along and then do this when you guys get home. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you.
But they can still tell you what username they're going to be using.
Yes, that is true also.
So Marie and Renee, even though you can't actually make an account, if you could put in the chat what username you're going to use, we'll all use the
same. We out right now, but when we get home, we're gonna do it.
I know, but we want to log down what your username is so we can have it on file for you. So you can still tell us your username. Think of it now and then just use the same one later. Like my username is, I made a brand new account. My username is Matt Brooklyn. Miss Theresa.
I love it.
Track me.
Awesome. Thank you, Renee.
It won't let me create an account either.
Yeah, you have to be on probably have to be on a laptop or a different device for that, would be my assumption.
I am on a laptop.
Oh, you are on a laptop. So what's it telling you?
It's like, it's just telling me like start coding and everything. It doesn't like give you an option to make an account.
In the upper right-hand corner?
Yeah, it says learn, tech, compete, about us, FAQ, contact, and start coding.
Oh, click start coding.
Ooh.
And then that'll take you to this page where in the upper right-hand corner you create an account.
Yeah.
Is that working?
Yeah.
Okay.
COVID-19 is still here, NYC. Distancing from others and staying home if you're safe. Now is not the time.
All right, so once everybody has their account, okay, so EarSketch is our next term and definition is a digital audio workstation. So this is specialized computer software for recording, editing, and playing digital audio files. So EarSketch is our DAW, D-A-W. We got someone new joining.
Elijah. He's in.
Matt, could you resend Elijah the links in the chat so he can get caught up?
All right.
You want? It said that the host wants to unmute me.
I'm sorry, I accidentally unclicked. I accidentally was clicking too much. You're good, thank you. Sorry.
Good morning, Elijah. I know you just got here. I just dropped a link in the chat for you to click on. You're gonna click on that. It's gonna take you to EarSketch. You're gonna go to the right to the start coding, the yellow start coding button. You're gonna click on that in the upper right hand corner. You're gonna create your account. We are all using the same password, and I'm putting that in the chat right now. It's gut 2021. Once you make your account, please in the chat put your username, because we're keeping a file of your username, and we're all using the same password so that we'll never get locked out. Miss Hogan has entered the room. She's a teacher from PS 399. Did you let Miss Hogan in?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
And then for our new folks also, here's the Vimeo video link is a great introduction to EarSketch and the competition. If you can watch that on your own. And then we are running out of time to do this one, but this is a really neat video. I will also send this. This is a top producer in the industry who is who's written music for Demi Lovato, a lot of other people. And he basically, as he's driving to places in his neighborhood, he's like tapping out beats on his laptop and saving that as a file, and then like producing and making music on the go. So I'd love for you guys after this course is over to watch that and get another great idea of how technology is really making the music industry a lot easier to do, and it's a lot more equitable for everybody, because these tools, you don't have to have a big fancy studio anymore to make music. You can code on EarSketch, which is exactly what we're going to do. So now that we have been in EarSketch, we have created our accounts. You should see it should look kind of like this. Actually, let me go to me logged in. So you should see your username in the top right-hand corner. You're logged in. Mine is TWright210. And then what I want you guys to do now is to go ahead and we'll do that quick tour. So you click on the gear and then click on Start Quick Tour. I'm gonna give you guys about 5 minutes to do that.
Elijah, if you could let me know in the chat or verbally or with hand signals that you're in your account and you're good to go. And Miss Theresa, I wanted to share with all of you. I actually use a music creation program for the last 13, 14 years, called Fruity Loops, like the cereal, but Fruity Loops. And on there, I can make beats, music, and put a song together and add my vocals. So I've been on this wave, and it's not
That's
free.
awesome.
It's expensive.
Well, you need to get up with EarSketch, and you can get that all here.
Is Elijah still here? Elijah's not here.
I don't see them.
Okay. Notated.
I finished the tour.
Super speedy. I love it. Awesome. Give everyone a couple more. Give everybody else a couple more minutes. How's everybody else doing on the tour?
I'm done. Sorta.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Do you have a question, Brendan?
Yes. With with can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
Okay. With EarSketch, can you record your voice like to make a song or something?
You can, yes. Yeah, I'll definitely, that's one of the things that I'll show you how to do before we end today. But yes, definitely for
Okay.
sure. You can
Okay.
add your own, you can record your own voice, you can record other noises, anything you want. Yeah, there's lots of options to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Brendan has the mic. He's
Yeah.
ready.
He does.
You're ready. Trying to be like Brendan.
Okay, does anybody else have any other questions about EarSketch after that quick tour? We're gonna dive a little bit deeper next. Okay. All right, let's follow along. Okay, did the quick tour. Okay, so a script. So it's time to create our first script. So if you've heard that word before, you might have heard it used in a language arts class or a theater class. So a script is written text with instructions of what to say in a play or a TV or a movie. And a script in coding is very similar. So a script is a series of instructions that's carried out in a specific order by the computer. So your script in EarSketch is your list of instructions for what the computer is to play with your music, just like a script gives actors or actresses instructions on what to say when they perform. That is our next term and definition. So now what we are going to do is you should see your screen should look kind of like this, where it says you have no scripts loaded, and click here to create a new script. That is what we're going to do. And then we'll name the script something like first script or tutorial testing, my first EarSketch script, whatever you want. And then we're going to do Python is the language that you should pick in.
My screen doesn't look like that.
Oh,
My
you don't see
screen
this?
looks like it says
Do you have quick
celebrity remix, and then it says digital audio workstation, and like a bunch of stuff. It says blocks mode, share, run, and stuff like that.
Okay,
and
so
code.
Do you see this little plus sign here under the code editor? So you might have something loaded from your quick tour.
Yeah, I see a plus sign.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and click that. And that should have create a new script with a pop-up.
Oh, and then it says script name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call
So
that
I could just name it?
EarSketch. Yep, whatever you want. And then
Okay.
make sure the script language is in Python.
Okay, I'm just gonna say song.
That works. And we can create as many scripts as you want. So this is not necessarily the script you're going to submit to the competition. This is just your first,
Okay.
This is just a test for learning. And then you'll click the blue create button. And then every time you create a script, EarSketch is going to go ahead and give you this like outline of your script. So is everybody else following along? Doing okay?
Yes, I am.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, but wait, actually, Never mind. Never. Oh yeah, my screen still has like a digital audio workstation on it. Like you, like my
Yep.
screen looks like yours, but it's not black, and it has like something on the top that says like effects and
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, so you probably ran, so in the quick tour, there's a script that kind of loaded with the tour. If you ran this, you're going to have some stuff. So every time you run your script, it creates music in your digital audio workstation, kind of like, yeah, like this. So this is
it
fine
looks
if
like
there's
that.
stuff up here. Yep. And so every time you run a script, it's going to refresh what's up here in your digital audio workstation.
Oh,
Does
okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everybody should have their blank script up that everybody created. And so I'm going to kind of walk us through what the important sections in your script are. So this first top 6 lines are the comments section. So these are notes about your code. So whenever you put the pound or hashtag sign in front of a line of code, it's ignored by the computer. So these are comments are very important lines. The computer doesn't actually compile them to make music, but they're super important for making your code readable for yourself and for other people. So this first section is kind of an introduction to what your script looks like. And then you can, so your script name, yeah, so my first song, whatever you want. So, but whatever you type in here, the computer's not going to read. So that's totally up to you. And then we can also comment every line. So this is a new comment, set the tempo. So, and then the next section is the setup section. So this code tells the digital audio workstation how to prepare to make music. So right here, we're importing things from EarSketch. Let's see, where's the quick tour? All right, and then we can make the music section. So the music section is the most important section, and that'll give all your details of code. So that's going to happen in here. So I can do, so after you've imported some things for EarSketch and you've init, this stands for initialize, then everything in between the init and the finish line is going to be your music section. And then the finish tells the digital audio workstation that you're done composing and are ready to play the music. And so once the computer executes this line, it will populate all the stuff up here in your DAW. So we're going to go through each of these sections throughout the remix competition, and this is just an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the different parts of the script. So this is a high-level overview. We're going to dig deeper as the weeks go on. And then as you create scripts, you'll see that I have a lot more scripts than you probably do. So as you make scripts, these are automatically saved in the browser in this left-hand menu in the workspace. So this is the second icon in this menu up here. There are sounds, there's scripts, and then API stands for Application Programming Interface. And this has the options of all the different tools you can use to create your music. So important part right now is the scripts. They'll all be saved here. And that's why it's important for you to have an account that you can come back to each week. Okay, so let's make sure we're following along with this. I've probably skipped way through. Yep, so we talked about that. All your scripts are automatically saved. Perfect. Okay, so now we can start composing. So if you, can I copy these? All right, so I'll paste that into the chat. And so we're going to type this stuff into the code on line 13. So after, I messed up the lines because I did that, but so line 13 of your new script, if you just copy and paste these lines that I've given you. And then once that is done, then you can click run. And that compiles your code and puts it into the digital audio workstation. And then you'll see that if you didn't have anything in here before, or if you did, it's different now. And you can see the different tracks that have been laid out. And once it has compiled, you can click play. So I want to make sure everybody's followed along. Have we copy and pasted and have we run our code successfully?
Miss Right. It's not
Uh-huh.
letting me copy it.
Oh.
Excuse me.
So Zoom is not letting you take it from, it's not letting you take it from the chat?
Yeah, if I right click to copy, it only says like select all, and then it does it, and then if there's like this thing that says file, and if I do that, just doesn't.
Can you highlight it and do Control C on your keyboard?
Okay.
And then Control V or right click and paste in EarSketch.
Doesn't matter which control I press, right? Doesn't matter left or right.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
And Control Z, like zebra.
V as in violin.
Oh,
paste.
okay.
Control Z as in zebra is an undo shortcut.
I'm sorry. Where am I putting that line of code? That clip?
Put it in line 13 after the set tempo line.
It's still not working.
Well, then you could, you can just type it. That's another option.
Okay.
Does it have it in your? Oh, it doesn't have it in your notes. Okay, that's frustrating.
Excuse me, miss.
Wait, so I just copy fit media and all that other stuff.
Yep, fit me parentheses RD.
Okay, and doesn't matter like what line I put it in.
No, it doesn't matter what line. They just they called out line 13 because that was the next empty line, but it just needs to be after the set tempo.
Okay.
So this should always be the beginning of your code, and then anything that you do creating your music needs to fall in between the init and the finish. So everything else other than that, you can put it wherever you want.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
Does it have vocals too, or is it just like beats?
There are vocals. So yeah, so once we so these are just examples. But then if you go to the sounds in the upper left-hand corner next to scripts, there's a huge sound collection of all the stuff. You can filter by artist that they have in here. You can filter by genre, and you can filter by instrument, and you can filter by vocals. And then there's these that I had called out here were just the examples so that you can figure out how to run and get things up in your digital audio workstation. But you can also explore sound. So these strings of characters, so RD UK house main beat _8 would have been in here in the sound collection if you had found it. So this is just the title of a clip in EarSketch. So you can explore these sounds and you can play them to hear what it sounds like, to preview the sound. You can favorite it to mark it as a favorite. And then if you click the blue paste to editor, it will put it on a line for you. So I will do that right now with the Sierra Talk, and that'll paste that line of string in there. So you could do that with these test lines. But in order to get these clips to show up in your digital audio workstation, they have to fall within the fit media function. So fit media is a function that tells EarSketch to put this clip in this specific location, which I'll get to a little bit more later.
It's kind of getting annoying trying to copy it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my phone, I'm gonna take a picture of it, and then I'm gonna just copy from there because it's wasting my time.
Okay, something else that you can do, so getting slightly ahead of ourselves, but when you go to the API, these are all of the, so a function is a specific instruction for your code. So you can go in the API and there is the fit media function here. And if you go to an empty line of code, you can click the paste to editor, and that will do, that'll paste the structure of this function into your code. So this is what it needs. So this will not compile because these file name, track number, start location, and location are not actual variables that can be used. So, but this will give you the format that you need. And then you could delete file name and go over to sounds, and like Jonathan was asking, how do I find vocals? You can find this vocal and paste that there, and then that would be, is that making sense? I feel like I might be.
So like on the, like, there's like this little box with the fit media. Do I right click, or is there like a button that I click on to copy?
Are you right here?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Click that button?
This button. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Click this button.
Okay.
That'll paste it to the editor.
Okay.
And then you can fill in the options. So these four things, so the file name, the track number, the start location, and end location, those are what we call parameters. So these are the parameters that are needed for this fit media function. So this fit media needs to know what file name you want to add to the digital audio workstation. That's the file name that we were going over with the sounds. The track number, you'll notice that the sample code has this in 1, 2, and 3. So that's what put these effects and these tracks up here. So this is track 1, this is track 2, and this is track 3. And it's important that you'll get an error if you try and put clips on the same track. So any clip needs to go on its own track. So just make sure these numbers are unique whenever you have multiple lines. And then the start location and the end location, those are the measures of the music that you're wanting to fit this track into. So when I ran this code with these 3 lines, you'll notice that the start location is 1 and the end location is 9. So they started these tracks at 1 and they went to 9. So that's how long you want that clip to be playing in your music.
Okay, so
Wrapping up in 3 minutes, everybody.
Oh boy.
okay, so do I have to like put these in different? So I have to put these in different lines, right?
Yes. So every time you call, so when you type a function out, it's called calling the function. Every time you call the function, it should be on its own line.
Okay. So I
Like that. It's like making a phone call. You can't call 2 people at once. You can
Yeah.
call them.
So I guess in these last few minutes, I just want to make sure everyone has had the opportunity to at least one line of fit media with some sound. And I wanted you to be able to click the run button and have things show up in your digital audio workstation. So that's where I want everybody to be. Please let me know in the chat or speak up if you have questions on how to do that.
How do I put them in the different lines again?
That will be this second parameter, this number.
The 1.
Yeah, the 1, the 2, or the 3. So right after you call your clip name, those are the numbers you should add.
Okay.
So for example, if I put my YG Funk Congas into track 4 and I run, it moves that Funk Congas from the 3rd line up in your DAW down to
I don't
track 4.
see those numbers. All I see is fit media, file name, track number, start location, and then end location.
Yep. So that's
it's-
where you paste this. So what you want to do is replace those replace track number with an actual number, with like 1 or 2 or 3.
Okay, so put a number next to track number, or just put track number in a whole different line, like put it on 14.
Totally no. Delete the word track number and just type 1. So when you
so
paste,
delete the word track
sorry.
number and type 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're pasting functions from the API, that's going to give you the format or what it's asking for. And what you actually have to do after you've pasted it in is replace these parameters with actual things that the computer is going to understand. So this line of code on
I have fit media file name 1, and then start location, and then end location. And then
so replace start location with 1 and replace end location with 9.
Okay, so 1 and then another 1 and then 9.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you'll also, once you have that, we need to replace your file name as well. So if you double click file name and then delete file name and then go to sounds and just pick the first sound that you find. And then if you click paste to editor, it will paste that copy, that line, that track name into your fit media call.
Wait, so just delete file name, and then what after that?
And then go up to sounds in the upper left hand corner.
What you cut out?
Go up to sounds in the upper left hand corner.
Upper left, sounds, yes.
And then pick like Pharrell Entrepreneur Percussion, and there's an arrow down there. And how about Entrep Beat Drum Beat?
Wait, so where does it say Entrepreneur? Oh wait, there's this arrow that says sound. After there's this thing that says sound collection, and then there's an arrow, and then it says a bunch of like Pharrell.
Yeah, so whatever you want. Yeah, pick just expand one of those menus, and whichever one you want, you can pick.
What if I want? How do I add? What if I add a sound? Then what does that do?
We'll do that later. So we'll add our own sounds later. But right now I want you just to pick one that's already in EarSketch.
Okay, what about okay.
So for example, I picked the Entrepreneur Beat Drum Beat as my track and pasted that in.
I'm gonna pick Sarah, Melon, and Beat.
All right, I love it. And so then, yeah, you'll have to click that arrow to expand down, and then it gives you more options underneath.
Okay.
And then you can click the blue.
Click the drum or something, and then I click the blue thing and copy it. Wait, where do I have to put the copy? Like, where do I have to put the thing that I want? Do I have to put
that needs to go where?
That's to put it.
That needs to go where the file name was.
Okay, so like, put it under the set tempo and like in between the finish, right?
Yes, but this particular thing you're pasting, the Sierra Melon and drum beat, needs to go inside of the fit media line.
Okay. Does it
Like
matter
right,
where it's inside of the fit media line or not?
yes, it has to be. It has to be the first
First
in between the
thing.
parentheses and the first comma. Yep.
Oh,
Do you see my screen?
uh,
So
yes.
line
Okay,
19. This is
yeah.
what we want.
That's what I have. That's what I have.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. And how do I like save
So
this?
it
It's
saves
just like,
automatically.
okay. So like if I like X out of the website, then like if I just come back on, like let's say tomorrow or something, then it'll just, and I log in or whatever, then I'll just be there.
Yep. Everything. Yeah. It saves automatically. So as long as you have your username and that password, and when you log in, yeah, it'll have all your scripts here.
Okay, so the password's gut2021.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So then once you have that line, once you have your fit media line, then you should be able to click run. And
Okay.
then that will, if your code compiled correctly, if you have all the right, your ducks in a row, then it'll pop up in your digital audio workstation, and you should see your Sierra Melon and drum beat show up. And if you put it in track 1, it should be in this top track.
Okay, so I clicked 1, but right click or left click?
You can left click run.
Okay, and so I clicked on it. Then what do I do?
Then it should did something change in the upstairs in the digital audio workstation?
No.
Did you, on the bottom down in the console area, did it give you some errors?
No. I have, yeah, no. It just says fit media Sierra Melon and drum beat 1_1, comma 1,1,1. No, 1,1,19.
Okay. And then did you add a close parentheses?
Yes.
Okay. And then does that come before your finish? I guess, can you look at my screen? Is this kind of what yours looks like?
Yes.
Okay. And then when you left clicked on run, did your digital audio workstation look like this?
Let's see. Sure. Okay, and then let's click run. Yes. But it,
Awesome.
like the background part is yellow, but it says Sierra Melon and drum beat.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's what we want. So that means your code compiled correctly, and it added these tracks to your digital audio workstation. And then you can click play and listen to the music that you created. So right now it's just this drum beat 1, but if you're able to copy the other fit media, you can layer things on top of one another. And so if I quickly do these other guys, and I'll add this to track 4, and if I run mine, then it adds these other tracks, and then they're all layered on top of each other, and that's how you're going to make your song. So
Okay.
I know we're over time. I have a few more minutes I can hang past if people have some more questions. But this is a general overview of EarSketch. Next week, we're going to dive even deeper, answer some more questions that you guys have. But please feel free to play with this between now and next week. There's lots of sounds to explore, but this is basically the format of what you're going to need to do is we're going to call this fit media. We're going to add music to different sections. And you can change, like I could change my funk congas to start at measure 4 instead of measure 1. And when I run it, it won't start so everything else will start beforehand, and then the funk congas will play. So there's a way to play around with when your music starts and stops. And then next week or maybe the week after, I'll tell you how to add your own songs. Yeah, I don't know, Matthew, do you want to wrap us up? And like I said, I can hang out for a couple more minutes if people have other questions. I guess, was everybody able to run their code and successfully get things up in your digital audio workstation? If anything went wrong at the bottom here underneath your code editor, this is your console. This will let you know if there are errors and kind of guide you how to fix them.
Okay. So can I add like another one or?
Definitely. Yep.
Okay. And like, so let's say I go to sounds and then I go to like genres and then I hit hip hop and then like I click something from there and then I put it to, and then I like add it to the track, then like I could do it. I could
Yes.
run it as well.
Do I have to? Yes. So
do I have to click run after I add it again?
Yes. Every time you edit your script, you'll need to click run, and that compiles your code and sends it to the digital audio workstation. Okay. But what I was going to say is the most important part when you're adding new lines of when you're adding new tracks to your song, this second parameter, so after the name of the clip, you need to change the track number, because you'll get, so if I try and add, let's see, if I add her vocals here to the same track, if these two are both one and I run it, it's going to give me an error at this bottom, and it says warning message, overlapping clips, because I put them in the same track. So this needs to be a 2, and if I run it, then drum beat shows up in track 1 and her talk ad lib shows up in track 2. Does that make sense?
Hey everybody, it's 11:26. We really gotta go. When the public school kids come, we have to. They can't stay past 11. They have to get out. Allegedly, that's what I was told.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
But
yeah,
Brendan,
of course. I hope to see you guys next week.
Sorry, go ahead, Miss Theresa.
Yeah.
I was just going to say good job, and I hope to see everybody next week. I'll put my email address in the chat. Please feel free to email me during the week if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything you guys need.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
I could send the email to his mom.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Brendan. Happy Saturday.
Okay. Happy Saturday.
Jonathan, Mr. Quiet Jonathan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I was just like with my mom.
All right, you're good to go?
All right.
Did you get your track to play?
My what?
Did you get your track to play?
Oh, no, I couldn't really even do anything like that. Like, I'm on a school Chromebook, so like things might crash and everything.
All right, let's figure it out. I mean, I want everybody to participate. If you can't, I understand, but let's figure it out. All right? This ain't school.
There was something when I was looking at the teacher trainings to make sure that EarSketch is whitelisted by a school's IT department. So I don't know if you, Matt, if you can talk to the people at the school and make sure that EarSketch is allowed on the student workbooks.
Okay. I'll find out. I'll try my kid's Chromebook and see what it does. All right, Jonathan. Thank you. See you next Saturday, 9:55 a.m. sharp.
Okay.
Later.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.